Alright guys, another Wizards Unite video sponsored by WB as usual. And before I begin the video, first of all, my sincere condolences to any fellow, well, I can't say fellow because I'm not a professor, but I've used professor like once or twice before, so does that count? Does that count? Am I? No. Okay. I'm still a magistologist. But yeah, my sincere condolences to, wow, I got that in one try, that's nice. To all the professors out there in the game. If you guys haven't heard the news already, professors kind of got screwed pretty hard lately. Although, you know, it's not as bad as people think, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So, the game has been out for, what, almost a week now? Well, you know, it's been more than a week in the US. I think in Canada it's like, oh, why is this vampire not attacking me? Come on. Weak. But, yeah, I think it's been out for a week in Canada as well. So, they have been, you know, there's some changes going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? The game just launched. We got like 3 event announcements, and we also got a bug fix, as they call it. They filed this one under the bug fix category, which is like, of all my problems with this Professor Nerf, like this is like probably my biggest problem. Like they called it a bug nerf. What? Like if they just want to rebalance it, just say, oh, you know, stat rebalances or whatever, ability rebalances. And they called it a nerf. Like the disrespect is real. So they're like kind of implying that, oh, it wasn't supposed to be this strong at all. That was a bug. So anyways, for those of you who don't know what happened to professors yet, professors' strongest move, their Deterioration Hex, which was the defining skill for professors, which was why professors out-damaged both auras and magologists most of the time, was because they had this Deterioration Hex. And for those of you who don't know, Deterioration Hex does a lot of damage by, you know, spending 3 focus points. You can place an impairment on a foe that lowers their stamina every time they attack or defend. So they're gonna get a lot of their HP reduced really fast, especially, you know, you hit them with your own damage. They take damage when they attack. They take damage when they you know, defend. They're taking a lot of damage, and when you max this thing out, it does 80 max damage. So every time they attack or defend, like 80 damage, or not 80 damage, 80 stamina is gone, like straight gone from, like, don't care about no, you know, proficiency or deficiency, don't matter defense or whatever, just straight out, just gone, 80 stamina. Extremely powerful, coupled with professors' decently high damage. It's, you know, without Deterioration Hex, Professor probably has like the lowest damage of the 3, but still, it's still a decent amount of damage. If you you know, go look up Professor's max damage stat, it should be like 79, I believe. Yeah, 79. Oh, my memory is actually decent here. 79, so you're basically doing like 2 times the damage every turn, not including any other buffs that Professor has or any, you know, defense that the opponent has. So it's dealing massive amounts of damage to your opponent every single, oh, it's not even every single turn, like every time they move, you move, they're getting hurt. So very, very strong skill. As I said before it got nerfed, I said it was probably the strongest skill or spell, I guess, in the game, the active spell, I guess, because there are like some skills that are like passive ones that are really good as well, but it probably was the strongest active skill in the game. Just sheer amounts of damage is ridiculous, and now it got nerfed. So how much did it get nerfed by? It's 50% across the board. So, you know, if you got your first node with what 20%, or not 20%, it's flat damage, 20 damage, you know, it's now cut down to 10. So if you max it out, used to be 80 damage per hit, now it's cut down to 40. And And this is a really big hit because, you know, basically it cut your damage by like, it cut the extra damage in half. So before you were doing like 2 times your base damage, and now it's only like 1.5. And you know, we're not counting the, you know, attack and defensive terms for the most part. So, you know, if you count all those in, it's even more, right? So that's very unfortunate for professors, but I would say you guys don't really have to worry, because like even if it does get cut in half, it's still an extremely strong skill. You're still dishing out, you know, massive amounts of damage. And, you know, I'm saying this as if like professors are playing solo, but, you know, especially if you're in groups, you put them on multiple foes, that, you know, that increases overall your group's DPS, right? So it's still a great move. 40 stamina is still great. Remember, this just bypasses, you know, all that stuff. So it's still a great skill to have. Thing is, so there has been like a lot of a controversy around it. So some people say, oh, they shouldn't have nerfed it at all. Some people say they went too far, but it should have been nerfed since it was decently strong. But, you know, they kind of went too far, and some people do support the nerf. And I guess there's different thought processes behind all of them. The people who say like it shouldn't get nerfed at all, I kind of get it, as, you know, strong as, and by the way, humble brag here, I predicted this like last Sunday. I typed in Discord, I said, oh, well, like after, you know, I was like, oh, Deterioration Hex, like, it's extremely strong, and I said like something along the lines of, if anything gets nerfed first, it's gonna be Deterioration Hex, and boom, it got nerfed. So sorry about that, guys. But I would assure you there probably wasn't any WB or Niantic spy watching me or type in Discord about that. But yeah, those who say it shouldn't be nerfed, most of their arguments are surrounded with the problem, which is, as strong as Deterioration Hex is, it does cost 3 focus per cast, which is a decent amount. You know, 3 focus is kind of costly, and all of Professor's skills are costly, and, you know, that's another point people do make about it. You know, when you're when you're using Professor, you have limited, usually, unless you have a lot of war friends, limited focuses to use, so you can't really throw all your skills out there, usually. Can't just go like, oh, I'm gonna throw out Deterioration Hex, put on Protection Charm, and like be absolutely unstoppable. And yeah, and it just makes it settled out. So now you have to like kind of choose between, you know, what do you want to go? Do you want to go for Protection Charm, or do you want to still go for Deterioration after the nerf? Which Protection Charm is still, it's still a great move as well. So I guess this move kind of gives gives people some pause when they're actually using their managing their focus points. So there's that, and I really think that they're doing this to push more team play with professors. Professors, if you haven't noticed already, like if as if they aren't like, they're not like extremely subtle on this. They're pushing for team play with Professor, and this is just probably another step towards that. They really want professors to do a lot of stuff in team play, because, you know, look at their skills. Like this one, defense versus foe. Okay, this probably isn't a good example of it. There's a lot of, okay, here, strength in numbers, +5 power when you have one or more greater or 1 or greater enhancements. And like there's like more power, +12 when you have 2 or greater enhancements. So, you know, that's encouraging folks to go out and play with more teammates instead of solo play, because like Deterioration Hex basically lets professors solo a lot of stuff. Like, it's incredibly powerful. they could like solo a lot of stuff, right? And now I guess you kind of need more team play with professors. Not that they can't solo anything anymore. Of course, you know, they could still work on that. But I think they are kind of encouraging team play here. And yeah, so that's a nerf. I also heard some people say like, oh, they probably should have like some people think they went too far. Should have like been, you know, made it like 75% of what it was before instead of 50%, or oh, like take away one cost for it. Which I guess I don't have the like I didn't do any numbers on the hypotheticals, but it could be a possibility. It could be that, you know, this nerf was a bit too harsh on professors, but like really, like you still like do a lot of damage per turn, right? You have what, 79, well, let's just for, you know, the ease of a calculation, let's just put it at 80 plus 40 per turn, that's 120 per turn, right? Or without anything, you know, we're not counting any of the buffs or other skills. That's what, 100 or something per turn, and like, you know, Magic Zoologist is 1 point lower than that with 99 or something. So you're still doing a lot of damage. So it's not bad. Like, it's sure it costs 3 focus, which is a lot. 3 focus is a lot, but I mean, your professors do do have to get a lot of focuses to best utilize their skill set. Oh, one more argument people were talking about for not nerfing it was because, and this is quite, this might shock some folks if you don't really know. If you think like every profession is created equal in terms of, you know, how much resources you put in, that's actually not true at all. If you check the scrolls that are needed for each profession to like unlock their whole trees, it's actually not equal at all. Professor actually needs the most restricted scrolls or restricted books, green books, to unlock its full potential, or, you know, or at least just to unlock all the Deterioration Hex levels. So Professor is one of the more costly ones, and then it got hit like this, so, you know, I can understand why folks are salty. And again, condolences to my fellow professors. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Just a quick update on what happened to professors. And again, I do feel sorry for you guys. But hey, it's still a great profession. Oh, people were also suggesting that Niantic should probably refund the scrolls and stuff that people thrown into Professor already, since, you know, a lot of other games, I guess, kind of do this. If they, you know, if they have balance changes, they refund you all your points that you put in certain skill trees and stuff. Which that's a great idea. You know, if they ever make changes to Magic Zoologist, I can wrong my or I can right my wrong, because believe me, I did make a few dumb mistakes early on here, although thankfully not too much, just 1 or 2 nodes. But hey, yeah, I'll save as many scrolls as I can. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Just a quick update on the nerf on professors, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're a professor, you probably wouldn't have enjoyed the nerf at all. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and subscribe guys to the channel. Follow me on Twitter if you want. They're all in the description box down below. And yeah, before we get out of here, again, this video is sponsored by WB Games, and yep, sorry professors, you guys are still good. Don't worry about it. You guys are still good. You guys, you know, I'll still be asking for fellow professors in my challenge groups to throw out a Deterioration Hex or 2 against our enemies. You guys are still really helpful in team plays, and good luck from here out then. Poor things, poor things.